Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are still working on our supply lines here to attack the interstellar Ishni Compact. And I think I've decided that we do indeed want to attack the Ishni Compact because I think that will be the fastest path to conclusion for this game. That being said, actually, let me backtrack that last phrase a moment here. My reason for saying that is because we know what happens with vassal transferage at this point. The Omniforge is a bulwark under us. We want the same thing to end up happening to the Slurpanor. So that means that we need to attack the Ishni Compact multiple times until such a time as they are comparably weaker to us, and we can do a vassalization CB. That's what we want. So if we were to go into here, we would want to... We only have the option to make tributary as of right now, but that might change later on. We'll see. We want to vassalize them with the CB, if we can do that. So we want to attack them and work down their relative power to us over the course of probably several wars. But for that to end up happening, we do absolutely need to have this gateway fully built. So that is the plan for right now. We are not going to be taking any territory from the Slurpanor other than what's out here. Have we already claimed this? I can't remember. Let's find out. We have not. Okay, let's go ahead and claim that right now. There we go. And then as far as the Ishni go, our top priorities for making claims here are, of course, these holdings out over here. Now, we've got those selected right now, or actually already claimed. So that's all good. We've got that all fantastic. Very good to go. There's this Slurpanor territory here that we could probably claim as well. Just this little exclave here. I should have checked that. It's already under the Rontor Hive. That was a bit of a mistake, but it's okay. It's okay. So that'll be fine.
Technology discovered.
If that's the case, though, then some of these claims are definitely in the Slurpanor Foundation, and not all of them are in the Rontor Hive. So this is showing up here, then. Yes, that is correct. Okay, that's fine. We did finish up a technology here, and that's our monthly unity. So we will next go for, I don't know, army health. Seems okay. Speaking of army health, well, actually, there's no point in really working on our armies right now until such a time as the UES Colorado finishes up the construction here, right? So that's fine. We will go to this industrial world and definitely get alloy nanoplants building. The Slurpanor recalled their embassy. Hilarious. That's in response to us making a claim, obviously. But that's fine. They can do that. So looking through the rest of these planets here, Cradle needs somewhere to send a job, which it should get fairly soon. And I mean, this isn't really going to help jobs here, but we should get some locations for jobs here pretty soon. I would like to go to, this is currently set up as a unification center. I would like to build an admin office here.
Construction complete.
There we go. The Forstro Starbase has finished construction. That's great. We will grab trade hubs here. And we can upgrade that to a Star Fortress. We can also put in a hydroponics bay. That'll be fine. The Slurpanor closed borders with us. Again, as a response to us making claims. To be expected, in all honesty. Okay. We would gain 50 influence here, or we spend 1,000 energy credits and gain 50 influence.
Technology discovered.
We'll definitely help them for the influence. Why wouldn't we? That's absolutely great. That helps offset that mistake a little bit. Cool. So that sounds fantastic. Now, we're not going to be declaring this war for a bit yet, but we're definitely going to be declaring this war. There's no doubt about that. So in terms of our claims here, I have restarted the game since we last looked at this. So we want to claim something that's kind of like, I mean, ideally we'd want to claim everything down this way. And just go kind of constellation by constellation. 100 and 112. Yeah, I mean, it's getting more and more expensive down here. That does make sense, but for now, this is fine. It's going to be a while yet before we declare this war, right? We know that for a fact. I'd love it.
Under attack.
Oh, we have pirates up over here. Pirates are going to win that. So I'm going to send our Juggernaut. Actually, our Juggernaut is currently constructing. Do I want to make a new fleet here? That would be an interesting call. But I don't quite think that's the play here. I think that we're going to take the 7th. And we're going to head on back. So we'll arrive there eventually. And the gateway site here will be done very, very soon. So it'll be a bit. It'll definitely be a bit. 98%. Yeah. It's going to take some time. Because this is just our construction site. We're going to need the full-on site after that. It's going to be a little bit on the grim side as far as how long it's going to take. And this tick time, not looking so hot. We should definitely wrap up this series relatively soon. Actually, we can just send the 8th Fleet to do it. We're sending them to the scrapyard. We can send them... Let's see, they can currently not quite jump drive here. We can send them over here first and then to the scrapyard. That'll be fine. Which, I've now forgotten where the scrapyard was. Perfect. It's okay. So, this is going to be quite a war. Our capital is no longer connected to that of the Slurpanor Foundation through a hyper relay network. Yeah, they disconnected this. Fair enough. That's completely fine. And I'm assuming we lost this, correct? Correct. As expected. Yeah, that was fully expected. We're going to jump drive over to Nimelan, and from there, we're going to head up to Sakis. Although, we can't queue that up just yet.
Mining station lost.
Yeah, we're going to be losing a few stations here and there. It's fine. It's completely okay. So, 3 days until we jump. Man, this feels slow. And that is, of course, because of the late game lag. Gotta love it. Okay, so we'll head on over there. We'll get there eventually. It will take a while. There is an argument to be made that the demise of the Interstellar Ishni Compact is at this point an inevitability. There is definitely that argument. The question is, do I buy into that argument? Because essentially, if I bought into that argument, what that would mean is that we should probably be, due to the late game lag, we should probably end this series sooner rather than later. We could theoretically, in that scenario, we could end it after the first war with the Interstellar Ishni Compact, assuming a victory there. From there, that's a domino, right? And each domino will fall. Like, at that point, it's definitely a guarantee that we can defeat the Interstellar Ishni Compact. And from there, it's only a matter of time. With the amount of time that it's taking per day tick here, I mean, look at how slow this is on fastest speed. With the amount of time that that's taking, that'll be quite a while. Because we're looking at potentially a lot of wars. Potentially a whole lot of wars. There's a whole lot of nothing happening in between these wars, too, because these are the only people we can fight. So we'll have to wait out truces. There's literally no one else. We'd have to wait out truces and bank up influence, which is acceptable. I don't mind that. But we're definitely running into some significant late game lag. No doubt about that. So it's something I'm thinking about. I'm not going to come to a conclusion on it yet. I think we'll return to this line of thinking after the first war. If we just absolutely crush the Ishni with absolutely no contest, we might just do it. If we do not crush the Ishni and they give us a solid fight, then we might keep going. We'll see. For the time being, of course, we need to continue making claims, and we'll head down to here. And there's a lot more claims that we can make up this way as well. Now, one thing we could do is we could just chill until we have a lot more influence. Or hypothetically, we could quote-unquote advance time by just cheating in influence. I don't like that plan. It's a theoretical option, but I think it's a bad one. I think that's a bad option. But this is the fastest we can tick. And it's grim. The Manticore's Initiative Enclave has paid dividends. And for the record, this isn't my hardware. This is just, hang on, I'm just checking what our current CPU usage is.
Updated.
Stellaris is using 6.7% of my CPU right now. This is a, threading issue, right? And this is something that Stellaris has had for a long, long time. The late game lag is, in my opinion, the primary Achilles heel of Stellaris. So that's definitely a concern. So it's something I'm thinking about. But like I said, I'm not going to put an end to this just yet. We've defeated the endgame crisis. We've defeated the Awakened Empires. I mean, the Ishni Compact they're going to be reasonably strong, right? Like, we can look at their fleets here. They're decent. Their fleets are decent, but they're no match for the Federation. That's for sure. The Interstellar Ishni Compact bending the knee is an inevitability. I'm very comfortable in saying that at this point. The ball is very rolling, and there's nothing they can do about it. So the biggest thing, and also I just realized this finished construction and I haven't started this, definitely need to do that because that's 1,200 days before we can declare this war. So we definitely need to get that going. And the UES Colorado at this point can head down to Weeder, because we're going to need to send it up here, right? We know that we need to come up this way. So that'll be fine. And we are working on only 0 megastructures right now. We can't build any new megastructures other than, ring worlds. That's something we could theoretically do, but that costs a lot of influence, which we'd like to use on claims instead. This industrial world here should definitely get a housing district, or rather an industrial district. What am I talking about? We took out their station, and now we're just coming in to eliminate the actual pirate fleet. And this will not be a problem.
Engaging enemy fleet.
This is, of course, a fallen Empire fleet, and it'll be completely okay. That pirate galleon is eating a lot of damage, actually. 40,000 hull points. That's pretty beefy. 15,000 here. Our battle cruisers have 3,500. That pirate galleon is really beefy. Huh. Interesting. Well, regardless, we are going to, of course, bring these guys down to the Enclave. Let's see, where are these guys at? Where were they? Salvage Enclave. Atmir. Oh. Right. Well, we needed to come up over here anyway. So we're going to head over to Atmir. That'll take 264 days to get there. That's fine. I'm not concerned about that. We're at 689 influence, and of course we're going to need to make claims on this system down here once we have another 3-month ticks go by. That will be the priority there. And these guys have a lot of systems. Now, this down here Well, actually, realistically, if we want to weaken them, most of these systems are useless. Right? If we want to weaken them as quickly as possible, this is not the way to do it. If we want to weaken them as quickly as possible, we need to be targeting their worlds very directly. So that would mean making claims somewhat like this. We'd come out like that, and then we'd grab Fulu, we'd grab Thespia. This is going to create a lot of border core. I want to be clear about that. It is what it is. We grab Dulci as well. So that gets us 1, 2, 3, 4 of their worlds right there. And we're looking for clusters of worlds, like this up here. So we need to make our way up via Rezor to Sorsamax and Zelmadak. And then we can grab Alamak, and then from there we can head into Siuhiri, and then Masarthim, Escant, Astinda, Ogma, all fairly easily from there. We can also see there's a world way down here, Fulcal. We don't want to take all of their worlds, though. That is not what we want. So they also have a cluster of worlds over here that we'd be interested in getting to, but that is going to be rough. We would have to go all the way around this way, right? And then they have a few worlds up over here, which may or may not already be claimed. Unidentified Empire. That one's the Rontor Hive. So we definitely don't need to claim that world. Cool. So we need 79 more influence here. 66, 66. Sure. We'll leave Fulcal for now. But what is our primary goal with this war? Our goal is to drive their power level way, way down so that we can vassalize them with the next war. That would be the plan. And looking at the layout of their worlds, it's okay. We can do it. We can get there. But it will be expensive in terms of influence. Like, making our way around here on its own will be reasonably expensive. But once we get here, we are going to be able to get these quite quickly, right? So that's all well and good. We don't care about any of their systems that do not have planets unless they get us to a system with a planet. That would be the idea here. Because planets are what generate power in Stellaris, not systems. These are currently claimed by Unidentified Empire. We can leave those for now. Rontor Hive and Unidentified Empire, we can leave those as well. So we don't care about these up to the north for the moment. We're going to head up via Okul, but we want to grab all this first. I want to check. Borbagon is Unidentified Empire. Helos is Rontor Hive. Okay. So we definitely want to grab their worlds over here. These are kind of their core worlds. And that's definitely something that we want. Yeah, I think this is the way forward. So we're going to leave these northern worlds up here that may or may not be claimed, since there's some Unidentified Empire, but there's also some Rontor Hive up here. So we can claim those, or we can leave those, rather. And then we can come down and claim, that's Unidentified Empire there, but we can come down over here and claim these worlds. After we get this batch of worlds here, and we can leave Fulcal for now. That will substantially weaken them. There's also Damsath here that we weren't planning to grab with that scheme. So that's a little concerning as well. But for the time being, I think that's going to be the plan. I do believe that that will be the plan. So this is another long time, right? And we need to exit that system for time to actually tick in a reasonable rate. But I think what I'm going to do here... Yeah, this is going to be a long wait. In which nothing happens. Right? Like, a very long wait. We're planning the invasion here, but that's only going to take so long. The question is, how much influence will we get by then? That is a question. So we're gaining 9.72 per month. We're going to have to make our claims soon-ish. We're approaching our cap. We're not quite there yet. We're 75.7% of the way there. But we're not there yet. But man, this tick speed is definitely grim. No doubt about that. But I mean, this is Stellaris in the year 2500 for you. It gets rough. There's no doubt about it. So I'm just checking in on our gateway site here. There we go. 930 days. Okay. So we've made it about 25% of the way through here. Cool.
Special project complete.
I'll go ahead and open a channel. We've lowered the energy barrier that surrounded Kahina's 2. What our scientists found was an indistinct habitable world devoid of civilization with one notable exception. A small isolated hut was found perched on a mesa in the planet's northern hemisphere. Within the hut, we found a withered old Magnid who has demanded to speak with our government. Open a channel. You cannot imagine how good it is to finally see clear skies again, human. I'm Grand Admiral Turborek, former master of the combined Magnid Armada and victor of 100 battles. I personally oversaw the conquest of the Duthbajak, Reikanak, Binark, and Juskari empires, hundreds of centuries ago. As my savior, I pledge my service to you. I should be honored to lead your mighty fleets into battle against your enemies. Why were you trapped behind a shield? Without my leadership skills, the Magonids would just be another extinct, forgotten species. I crushed the fleets of all who opposed us and put a dozen worlds to the torch, all to preserve the future of my kind. This was my reward. When peace finally arrived and we sought treaties with those we had defeated, my presence became an embarrassment. I had become a signal of Magnid cruelty, and for my war crimes, I was imprisoned alone on this world. They lacked the courage to execute me, you see. How long have you been down there, exactly? When my own kind abandoned me here, they explained that time would pass more slowly on the inside of the energy barrier. For me, some 40 of your years have passed, while in the rest of the universe, untold centuries must have come and gone since the barrier went up. It felt like centuries to me as well when I sat alone brooding in the darkness of my hut. Truly it did. So we could either welcome his services, or bring up the shield and leave him to his woes, but it sounds like this is a habitable world, so we welcome your services. Not that we might actually use them. And yeah, this is a habitable world here, so we'll go ahead and colonize that. Cool. And off we go. Fantastic. We've got another one of those shields to lower, but that's all good. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're definitely going to finish up our gateway here. Like, I might actually just let the clock run for a while before the next episode, because it's unlikely that anything major is going to happen, so we'll probably do a bit of a time skip going into the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Atala, Jensgram, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.